I need to point something out to you guys. Point something out to you about Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze. Two gentlemen that we supposedly lost at a young age to cancer and a drug overdose. And wouldn't you know it, that they both just happen to have brothers that look an awful lot like them. This is Chris Farley, and this is supposedly his brother Kevin, and this is Patrick Swayze, and that's supposedly his brother Don. And yes, I have two brothers, and we resemble each other, but not so much where, well, you'll see. Now, I have no doubt that Chris Farley actually has a brother named Kevin, and this is supposedly him, and I want you to pay particularly close attention to Kevin's nose. It's kind of flat and kind of wide, and kind of flat and kind of wide. And well, here's Chris and his nose, and he's got a little baby nose, and it's kind of small and petite, especially compared to the size of him. So again, look at his little, it's got kind of good proportions. It's a good small nose. Again, compared to his brothers, which is flatter and wider. And again, up close, Chris's, which is smaller and more petite. Now remember that. I want you to remember that as we hear Kevin, wide-nosed Kevin, talk for a second. And pay particular close attention to how he talks.
Hey guys, I'm going to be at the Eclectic Room in Angola, Indiana, October 28th. Show starts at 8. Get your tickets now. They're selling out fast.
So remember, that's what wide-nosed Kevin Farley sounds like. Now let's hear what Chris sounds like.
But anyway, I studied with this guy. His name was Master Guo in Chicago. God, he was a great guy. He's right from China, and he's an expert on Chinese martial arts.
Now I just want you to remember that, and what I want you to do here is look at this interview with supposedly Kevin Farley here, who's got a little bit smaller nose all of a sudden, and all of a sudden a little bit more hairline. And you tell me which one he sounds like.
Pretty much. I thought it was pretty appropriate because he would do anything for a laugh a lot of times. He was that kind of guy.
Hey guys, I'm going to be at the Eclectic Room in Angola, Indiana, October 28th. Show starts at 8. Get your tickets now. They're selling out fast.
But anyway, I studied with this guy. His name was Master Guo in Chicago. God, he was a great guy.
So this is Kevin, and that's Kevin, and that's supposedly supposed to be Kevin, but his nose looks a lot more like Chris's, and boy, if you ask me, he sure sounded a lot like Chris in that interview. Now, I'm not saying Kevin doesn't exist. Kevin exists. There is a brother named Kevin Farley that Chris had, but I'm saying that Chris is masquerading as him, as evidence by the two of them having the exact same 1, 2, 3 pyramid triangular shaped dots as each other. And only in the pictures where their noses are small. There's 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth up there and a fourth up there. Brothers don't share birthmarks, especially 4 of them. The same people share birthmarks. Now, I think the exact same thing is happening with Patrick Swayze. This is his brother Don, and if you notice, Don resembles Patrick, but doesn't look almost identical to him. And he's got, again, a very thick nose at the bottom. He's got a thick nose there. But somehow, in this one picture, where he looks an awful lot more like Patrick, he's got a little bit of a crevice. The same crevice that Patrick has, and a much different looking nose. Now here's Patrick with his little crevice in his nose, and here I think is Don, and I think that's Don, and then all of a sudden the nose looks different, and he looks a whole heck of a lot more like Patrick. And if you don't think this is going on, well, you just need to spend some time looking into the Challenger explosion. And a whole lot of exact identical looking people have been found that NASA just happens to say are their identical twins. Okay. And well, just one more time, if you want to hear the voice of, that's actually Kevin Farley. I can tell by the nose. Let's hear Kevin Farley's voice.
Hey guys, I'm going to be at the Eclectic Room in Angola, Indiana, October 28th. Show starts at 8. Get your tickets now.
Okay, that was Kevin with the wide nose that didn't sound like Chris Farley. And now we're going to listen to this version of Kevin, who just happens to have that smaller nose again, and all of a sudden magically sounds exactly like Chris.
I thought it was pretty appropriate because he would do anything for a laugh a lot of times. He was that kind of guy.
I studied with this guy. His name was Master Guo in Chicago. God, he was a great guy.
This is all for entertainment purposes, though. I'm sure that Kevin Farley's hairline changes and his nose shape changes, and he magically sprouts the exact same 3 triangular birthmarks in the exact same spot as Chris, just because human bodies do that. They go through changes randomly to match their brothers. Must be a coincidence. All for entertainment purposes. I'm a satire count, and yeah, I know they both died because I know someone that knows someone that knows someone that was at the funeral. Entertainment only.